You know that feeling when you're cruising on a trail, minding your own business, and then clang, a rock flies up and smacks the underbelly of your bike? Yeah, that sound isn't just metal, that's your wallet crying, mate.
Bloody hell, I've been there. Took my interceptor on some loose gravel once without a bash plate, one rock chip, and I was praying my sump wasn't leaking oil. Lesson learned the hard way.
Exactly. See, the Bear 650 is built to tempt you off tarmac. Tall stance, long suspension, that ADV look is literally asking you to take the road not taken. But let's be real, unless you've armored it up with proper protection, you're just gambling with luck.
And luck runs out fast when you've got pebbles flying into your radiator or a fall snapping your clutch lever. That's why today, mate, we're talking about the holy trinity of ADV armor. A solid bash plate, a tough radiator guard, and proper handguards.
Yep, the unsung heroes of adventure riding. They don't make your bike faster, they don't add Instagram likes, but they save your ride when the trail decides to bite back.
And the funny part is, it's always the smallest things that strand you. A cracked radiator, a busted lever, or a dented sump, all stuff that a few thousand rupees of kit could have prevented.
So Thumpers, in this episode, we are breaking down why the full protection kit isn't just optional, it's your adventure insurance policy.
Grab a chai, or better yet, grab your toolkit, because after this one, you'll want to start bolting things on.
Let's start with the
Grins.
most
Let's
obvious
get
bit
into
of
it.
kit, the bash plate. Or as I like to call it, the bear's shield of dignity.
I swear, Adi, the stock bikes always come with those flimsy plastic splash guards. They look like they'll protect you from, I don't know, dead leaves maybe. But a real bash plate, that's the difference between continuing your ride or calling your cousin with a pickup truck.
Exactly, man. I learned that lesson back in Kerala, riding through those rubber plantation trails. Big rocks sticking out, I thought, it's fine. The bike bottomed out, smacked the sump, and I swear I felt the earth laugh at me. Luckily nothing cracked, but that day I ordered a proper 4 aluminum bash plate.
Same story on my side. First time I went off-road with the Interceptor, I was cocky. Didn't even think about the oil filter hanging down there like a juicy target. One gravel flick and I had a dent that nearly kissed the filter. That night, I was on eBay ordering a Motu Ren plate.
See, that's the thing with the Bear 650. It's taller, heavier, and it begs to go off-road, which means the underbelly, sump, oil filter, lambda sensors, exhaust fans, all sitting there like ducks in a shooting range. Without a bash plate, one unlucky rock can end your day.
And not just end your day, it ends your mood, your wallet, and possibly your gearbox casing. You're looking at 10-20,000 rupees damage minimum.
Now, let's talk specs. Don't cheap out on thin plates. 3 to 4 aluminum is the sweet spot. Strong enough to take a hit, but light enough not to weigh you down. If you're a hardcore trail guy, steel works too, but then you're adding serious kilos.
And don't forget the mounting, mate. Rubber bushings are underrated. Without them, every vibration turns your bash plate into a bloody drum kit.
True, true. Some people even use foam padding at contact points just to cut the resonance. And drainage slots matter. You don't want your bash plate becoming a mud bowl every time it rains.
My advice is buy from a trusted name. I've seen these no-brand bash plates bend with the first hit, or worse, transfer the force into the frame. Better to go for Zana, Motu Ren, or even Ari's own proper touring kit if they release one.
Couldn't agree more. Spend once, spend right. Think of it this way. Bash plate is not an accessory. It's bloody armor. Without it, you're basically riding bare-chested into a fist fight.
Yeah, and trust me, the rocks don't pull punches.
So, rule number 1 for Bear 650 owners. Before you dream of Spiti, before you pose the bike in front of some waterfall, fit a proper bash plate.
Bash plate is the
Your
belly
engine
armor.
deserves that much. The radiator guard is like the chainmail vest for your Bear. And trust me, this one's sneaky. People underestimate it until they're stranded in the middle of nowhere, coolant pissing out like a leaking tap.
Oh man, you're so right. I had that exact nightmare on my KTM 390 adventure. One bloody pebble, just one, flicked up off the front tire, went straight through the radiator fins. Coolant everywhere, steam hissing like a pressure cooker, right over.
That's the thing, right? The radiator sits bang in the line of fire, right behind the front wheel. Every rock, every chunk of mud, even a rogue nail, it's all aimed at that delicate little mesh. And once it goes, the engine temp climbs faster than petrol prices.
I've seen people wrap it with chicken wire. It looks like they're carrying groceries. It doesn't help airflow and it rattles like hell.
Yeah, man, Jugaad has limits. A proper radiator guard is simple. Stainless steel or aluminum, laser cut, honeycomb or hex pattern. Strong enough to stop stones, but open enough to keep airflow. That balance is key.
And don't buy the flashy ones that block half the radiator just to look cool. Heat management on the Bear 650's twin is no joke. It's liquid cooled, but if you restrict airflow, you'll be boiling in traffic and cursing on the trail.
Exactly. Go for matte black or brush finish. Less drama, more function. Bolt-on fitment is what you want. No cable ties, no welding, no circus.
You know what I love though? The peace of mind. With a radiator guard, you stop worrying about every stone ping you hear. Without one, every clink makes your heart drop into your boots.
Spot on, brother. And look, it's a small part, usually under 3 or 4,000 bucks, but it saves you from a 20k radiator replacement and ruined rides. That's cheap insurance.
And it just adds that rugged ADV vibe, doesn't it? Makes the front end look purposeful. Like the bike saying, go ahead, throw rocks, I dare you.
True. It's both protection and attitude. So yeah, bash plate covers the belly, radiator guard covers the lungs. Both are must-haves before you call your Bear an adventure bike.
And the lungs. Now let's talk about the fists, hand guards. And no, I don't mean the cheap plastic decoration guards you see on commuter bikes. I mean proper wraparound, aluminum-backed, trail-ready hand guards.
Oh man, I know exactly what you mean. I remember this one guy on a ride with us, he had those flimsy plastic ones. He went down on a rocky patch and his brake lever snapped clean off. He spent the next 40 kilometers riding clutch in only. Miserable.
Bugger probably sore more than the thump of his bike. That's the thing. Hand guards aren't just about blocking wind. They are your lever insurance. On the trail, a fall is not if, it's when. And when it happens, hand guards save you from being stranded with a broken lever.
Plus, they keep your knuckles safe. I can't tell you how many times branches have whipped across my gloves. Without guards, that's bruised fingers for days. With guards, just a dull thud. No big deal.
Exactly. And if you're riding in winter or rain, they block cold wind and spray. Makes highway stints much more bearable.
But here's the trick. Don't settle for just the pretty ABS or polycarbonate covers. You need that full wraparound aluminum backbone that mounts at both bar ends and clamps onto the handlebar. Otherwise, first proper hit, they'll fold like paper.
Yep. Space clearance is also important. Cable, switches, all need room. Otherwise, you're turning left and your horn's blaring every time.
Happened to me once. I had to stop mid-trail and readjust. Felt like a clown honking through the forest.
See, these little details matter. Get proper ones. Barkbusters, Acerbis, or even the Indian brands like Motor N do decent options. And yeah, it adds that aggressive ADV stance too. The bike looks beefier instantly.
And more importantly, you relax. You stop worrying every time you tip the bike over. Because you will tip the bike over. Better to laugh it off and pick it up than curse a broken lever in the middle of nowhere.
Absolutely, man. Handguards are not bling, they're armor. Protects your hands, protects your controls, protects
The
your
bash
feet.
plate, radiator guard, and hand guards, they're like the holy trinity of ADV protection. You can ride without them, sure, but one bad rock, one stray branch, or one simple parking lot drop can end your ride before it even begins.
Yeah, and that's the part riders forget. They'll happily spend 10 grand on panniers or fancy lights, but hesitate on protection. Mate, if your engine cracks or your radiator leaks, no amount of pannier space is saving you. You're calling a truck.
Exactly. Protection is not glamorous, but it's the foundation. It's like riding boots. You don't think about them until you crash, and then you thank the heavens you spend the money. Same thing here.
And it's not about paranoia, it's about freedom. Once your bike is armored up, you stop hesitating. You'll take that gravel detour, cross that shallow stream, climb that gnarly trail, because you know your bike can handle it.
True. Confidence comes from preparation. The Bear 650 already has the heart for it, but with a full protection kit, you unlock the no worries mode. Suddenly, the adventure feels pure again.
If I had to rank them in order, I'd say bash plate first, then radiator guard, then hand guards. That's your minimum viable kit. After that, go crazy with crash bars, sliders, whatever. But those three, non-negotiable.
Couldn't agree more. And the beauty is, they're all bolt-on. Half a day in the garage with basic tools, and your bear goes from showroom pretty boy to trail-ready thug.
Trail-ready thug. I like that. That's going on a t-shirt.
Let's do it, man. So yeah, to all the riders listening, don't cheap out on protection. Spend wisely, ride freely, and thank us later when you hear that reassuring clang of a rock bouncing off your bash plate instead of a sump crack.
And if you're on the fence, remember this. Protection is cheaper than repairs. Always.
Damn straight. Alright, that's it for today's Thump, boys and girls. Kit up, armor up, and keep your wheels pointed where the road ends.
And if you drop it, just pick it back up with a grin, not a bill.
One last thing, if you enjoyed this ride with us, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Helps us keep the thump alive, and you'll never miss the next story from the road.
Exactly. Hit that bell, join the gang, and let's keep building this brotherhood one ride at a time.
Until next time, keep the rubber side down and the spirit high. Ride safe.